Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kelsey if you're new here, and this is going to be a vlog of me reading some new releases. First off, we're starting with This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. I have been an Ashley Winstead book lover. I've loved In My Dreams I Hold the Knife. I've loved The Last Housewife, Fool Me Once. I haven't read The Boyfriend Candidate, but I expect to love that one. And then last but least, I did not like this one. Spoiler. Midnight is the Darkest Hour. Reread this for B&K Book Club last year. We all didn't like it. I gave it a 2. Brittany, I think, DNF'd it. Like, it was so not loved in our book club. And I was a bit worried after that one. Brittany is a bit worried because she did not like The Last Housewife or Midnight is the Darkest Hour. So she was like, okay, we'll put this on for B&K, but she was like worried about it. And I was too, honestly. I was like, if this is a miss, then we are absolutely not putting Ashley Winstead on again. Like, Brittany will not allow it. So we will see what happens. So I actually have already started this book. So I am enjoying it. I'm really loving the audio. The audio is really well done. I've been just like sometimes listening on audio without the book, but I'm kind of switching back and forth between doing that, reading physically and listening on audio, and then just listening on audio. So just to kind of go over what this story is about, this story follows Jane, who's a college student, and she has a loss in her family and is struggling with grief and ends up finding a true crime forum and kind of getting involved in the community and helping with some investigations and stuff like that. It follows her kind of around different cases so far, and it is going to get into the Idaho murder case. It's just like, let's hope the author is going about it in a good way. I am glad that it's not only revolving around that case, that it's kind of been more about Jane and her life. Hello friends. So I'm almost at the 30% mark. We're getting into the Idaho murders, which I am a little bit weary about. I did follow the case a bit, so I don't know. Like, I followed the case, but I'm not fluent in all the information, so I don't know if I'll know all the details when we get into it. It's a very disturbing case, so I'm kind of a bit worried that it'll be too much, but we'll see what happens. I think when it's fiction, it's like, it's fine for the details. Like The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, I was fine with because it's fiction, but knowing this is like, this part of the story is based on a true story that is still actively going, like the trial is still going. It just feels like eerie, and it has to be written about in a good way. Like, not in a good way, but like it has to be well written, like in a way that doesn't come across like offensive or like tone deaf almost. Like, it has to be written about in a certain way. So far, Ashley Winstead's done a good job because, like I said, it followed the main character more so like the true crime forum and how the true crime community is, more so than the case. But like, we have 70% left and we're getting into the Idaho murders now, so I'm guessing that's going to be the rest of the book. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of thoughts. So far, I am really enjoying it. But I think now that we get into the active case, I don't know that I will be able to say I'm enjoying it. It's dark content. Like, it's eerie. It's not, I don't know, when you're covering a case that's like old, it doesn't hit as hard as like now. Like, it's an active case. It happened recently. It's fresh. Like, it just feels, I don't know. Hello. So it's the next day. I didn't check back in, but now I'm sitting at the 50% mark, and I wanted to check in with my thoughts of how I'm feeling about this book. First off, I have to rave about the audio. The audio is so good. It's so well done. And just the writing style in general. It's amazing how Ashley Winstead can write such different books each time. I've read one of her romances, but she has another romance, and then she has 4 thrillers, and they're very different each time. So even though I didn't love Midnight is the Darkest Hour, I gave that a 2. I've loved all of her other ones, and I just think it's really amazing how she can write just very different stories and almost feel like a completely different writing style in each book. Now to talk about my feelings about what's currently going on in the storyline, which is the Idaho murders. I do think it has been written about in a pretty respectful way considering it's an active case. Some may argue that you shouldn't write about an active case, and I see that point 100%. so far I feel like how it's being written, it's very much more on like the true crime community and the investigation that they're trying to, like, you know, obviously get facts for both content probably, and also to kind of like push that information towards the police. So I do overall like that, following that. Even before we got into this case, when we followed other cases at the beginning, I did really enjoy that aspect. I'm also enjoying the grief aspect of the main character who has suffered a loss. And I'm really liking how the author has written about that, basically. I do know this case a bit, so I wonder if that'll kind of spoil things and like I won't enjoy it as much. We'll kind of see what happens. So yeah, a little worried about that, but I don't think it ruins it completely because I'm very much hooked on the true crime community aspect of the book, not as much on like the thriller because I kind of know details about it already. So I am done. This book will bury me, and I wanted to give you my final thoughts. I'm giving it a 4-star. I really enjoyed the first bit of the book, like up to around 60% of, you know, how much the true crime community was a part of it. I really enjoyed that. That did dull down a little bit, but the murder and the mystery of the murder picked up, which I still enjoyed that part of it. I thought overall it was enjoyable, even though like I enjoyed a little bit less in the second half, last 40% of the book, but I still think it was well written. I enjoyed it. I was hooked. I was interested in it. What it revolved around, the Idaho murders, I think that the author wrote about it in a pretty respectful way. Again, that's my opinion. But yeah, overall, I did have a good time with this. I wish I could talk spoilers. If you've read this and you want to message me, feel free. The hard thing about thrillers is you can't talk about it too much because you spoil major aspects of it. So that is all for this one. So again, I'm giving it a 4-star. Overall enjoyed it, but my top is still In My Dreams Hold a Knife, then probably The Last Housewife, then this, and then Midnight is the Darkest Hour is like last 2-star for her thrillers. This one was good, but not my favorite from her. So let me know if you read this book, what your thoughts were, did you enjoy it, and what did you think of the ending? So we have officially made it to the second book in this vlog, and it'll be One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This is a B&K book club pick, and I've loved Carly Fortune's books. I gave Every Summer After a 5. I gave Meet Me at the Lake a 3. I didn't love that one. And then I gave This Summer Will Be Different a 4. I really like her romances, and I'm really excited to get back to Barry's Bay in this book, as it follows the same community and a lot of the same characters in Every Summer After. So I am really excited because it's interconnected. So her summer books just put me in such a good mood, and I just cannot wait to start this. And I just love the cover so much. It's so beautiful. I'm checking in now that I'm a little bit through One Golden Summer. I'm about 1/3 of the way. I'm at page 98, and I think there's like 370. So I'm nearing the 30% mark. I'm not quite at the 30%. I'm not listening on audio. I'm just reading physically, and I'm loving it. I'm having such a fun time with this. It's giving all the summery vibes that I felt from Every Summer After. I really love that book, and it takes place in my province in Ontario. And this is back in Barry's Bay again, and I'm really loving it. It's just giving the summery vibes. Carly Fortune does the setting so well. The description, she's just so good at it. Puts me right in the summer mood, which is what I wanted. So now to talk a little bit about the storyline and the characters. So Alice ends up going to the cottage that she kind of went to a few times, but her nan's been to many times, and they stay there for the summer. And she meets Charlie, who he's a little bit grumpy at first, I feel like, but he's more so amusing as you kind of get to know him. Whereas Alice is very like kind of organized, planner, stressed. Charlie's kind of like more go with the flow, that kind of thing, not really anxious about things. So they're very different, but they balance each other out well. We haven't really gotten to like the romance part. It's more so banter and like flirtiness back and forth, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And I also love Nan. Her comments are so funny, and her and Alice's relationship is so sweet. So I'm really loving that aspect of it too. I have no complaints, honestly, and that rarely happens. I am just loving this as much as I loved Every Summer After, which I'm really happy about because I wasn't sure if I would love this one. So I'm at the 60% mark of this book and I figured I would check in and give you my thoughts. I'm still having such a fantastic time. The summary vibes and the description in this book, it just puts me right in the summer mood, like you're on the lake with them. And I really love it. I love Charlie and Alice's banter and kind of, they've gotten a bit deeper now into their relationship. Well, lack of relationship, because one of them especially does not want to accept that they like each other. Well, they will accept that they like each other, but Charlie's like really hesitant to kind of take it further. So they pretend like they're just friends, and yeah. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. I have no complaints. I'm really loving it. I love Alice's grandmother. She's such like an amusing additional character, and I love also seeing Percy and Sam from Every Summer After in this book. We got to see them in this past section, and I really enjoyed their storyline, so I'm happy to have them a little bit back into this story. So yeah, no complaints really. I mean, maybe my only complaint would be that they don't seem 35. Like, I feel like they seem a little bit younger. Maybe not so much now that they're kind of diving a little bit more into less surface level, more deeper talks a little bit, but still, I feel like I would maybe gauge them at like 25 to like 28. But that's just my opinion. But that's not really a huge complaint, honestly. It's just like a comment that I wanted to add. But yeah, I am hopefully going to finish this up within the next day. I have like a little over 100 pages, and I'm just having such a fantastic time. I'm so happy because I was anticipating to love this, but I was weary. I was unsure, because sometimes you hope for a book and then it kind of lets you down. So anyway, I am glad that I am enjoying it as much as I hope to, and I will check in when I finish. Hello, so I'm officially done. One Golden Summer I finished off yesterday, and I'm just obsessed with it. I really had a great time with it. The ending, without spoiling things, I don't love how like it went towards the ending, but I do understand why it went that way, and I think overall like didn't really have an issue with it. But I do think that I wish it wasn't included. But yeah, I did not expect that actually, how it kind of like took a little bit of a turn or deviation a little bit. I didn't expect that. So yeah, I don't know. With romances, I don't typically try to like predict what happens. I just kind of see what happens. Usually I predict a third act breakup. That's like a staple of usually what I predict in romances. But other than that, yeah, I'm just like along for the ride. So my comments still are accurate, what I talked about. Love the grandmother-granddaughter relationship. Love the banter between the two main characters. Love the summer vibes. Like, throughout the whole thing, that was just a staple, which I really enjoyed. I love Carly Fortune's description. She does really great at describing like summery lake vibes in this book. So yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this book. We got a 5-star, we got a 4-star, and we got a 5-star. So this vlog was pretty successful. Let me know if there's specifically any new releases that you want me to read, and maybe I'll feature them in my next new release vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.